Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we are continuing our review of the Scott Snyder New 52 Batman run with Batman Volume 8, Super Heavy. It was a #1 New York Times bestseller. Not that that actually means anything. It doesn't mean what you think it does. And I think they actually stopped putting graphic novels and stuff on there, which is ugh. Speaking of ugh, I'm just finally starting to get over some sickness. You can still kind of hear it in my voice, and so you might hear some sniffles and stuff through this review, maybe a little cough. Sorry about that. I just, got to get some of this stuff done. The books are piling up. Anyways, let me give you a quick read-up of the back of the book. Following the disappearance and presumed death of Batman, former police commissioner Jim Gordon has been called to carry on the Dark Knight's legacy and become his successor. But while the name and what it stands for remain the same, this new Batman is far from just a copy of the original. Patrolling the city in a gargantuan high-tech batsuit, Gordon is no shadowy vigilante. He has the full cooperation of the GCPD and the mayor, plus a multi-million-dollar budget from Powers International, who has absorbed Wayne Tech, by the way. But will an expensive suit be enough to stop the mysterious weed-like Mr. Bloom before his deadly plans for the city take root? The #1 New York Times all-star creative team of Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and Danny Miki introduce an all-new Dark Knight in Batman Volume 8 Super Heavy, with guest appearances by Brian Azzarello from Wonder Woman and Jacques from Batman the Black Mirror, which I recently reread. Still a fantastic book. Collects Batman 41 through 45 and DC Sneak Peek Batman #1. The physical paperback runs for about $16.99 in the US. Yeah, so I really enjoyed Commissioner Gordon, or former Commissioner Gordon's short time as Batman. Very short time as Batman, actually. I've read most of the stuff. I have all the Detective Comics where he's Batman. Haven't reviewed them yet, but I'll get to it. I have reviewed a good bit of New 52 Detective Comics, however. But, yeah, he wasn't Batman for terribly, terribly long. When they first, after Convergence, they gave a lot of characters new suits and stuff, like Aquaman got a new trident, which gave him new powers, and he was kind of on the run from Atlantis, and Wonder Woman got a new outfit. Haven't read her stuff yet. Jim Gordon became Batman. Superman lost most of his powers and was doxxed by Lois Lane, of all people. What else? What else happened? I don't remember what happened to the Flash. I don't think much did, actually. But we did get Hal Jordan became a renegade Green Lantern. Again, he's done that multiple times, and this time they gave him, like, Krona's Gauntlet or whatever. But yeah, I think the Batman change-up was probably the best out of all of those. But yeah, Jim Gordon, Batman, has a really cool kind of basic skin suit, but he also has the big robotic cop car rookie suit, which also has an AI that'll follow his commands and be his partner, which is pretty cool. A lot of people criticized the big bunny ears, but I mean, we've seen Batman art where Bruce Wayne Batman's cowl has incredibly long ears. I think it's just because it was more tech-based that was harder to accept, maybe. And because a lot of people knew it wouldn't be Bruce Wayne. But I mean, the people that were mad when they killed off Batman and Joker in Endgame and then made Gordon Batman, like, why? Corporate comics aren't going to leave Bruce Wayne dead for long. And it really wasn't long at all. I think he comes back halfway through the next volume. Pretty insane. But yeah, it starts off with the Powers Corporation trying to convince Jim Gordon to be Batman. They eventually do. Julia Pennyworth joins up with them, and, she used to work with Batman as Penny too. I actually really like Julia Pennyworth a lot. I was excited when she was going to be in the Batwoman show that I admittedly haven't watched, but they did whitewash her, and also the CW. Their shows usually aren't good past a couple seasons anyways. But yeah, so a lot of gang members that Gordon has taken out before are all starting to develop superpowers that seem to be given to them by someone named Mr. Bloom. He puts these seeds in them, they get powers, and then if they get defeated or caught, he can use the seeds to kill them so that no one can go back to Bloom. And it's written pretty well. I mean, it's still really dark, as you would expect a Scott Snyder book to be, but it's a bit more lighthearted than the rest of the New 52 Batman run. It's not as grim, but still we have a really cool and creepy villain, Mr. Bloom. I really like thin, kind of faceless creatures, and we never even learn much about him. I think he was actually just dead for a while until Task Force Z, which I still need to read. But Bloom is a really cool, creepy villain. Bruce Wayne, turns out, is alive. The Dionysium, after his skull and brain were crushed, fixed it, but it made his brain kind of a clean slate. So he doesn't have any of his trauma, he doesn't have any of his memories. He remembers nothing. So now he kind of just works with, underprivileged kids, and he's found love, and it's really nice. Penguin gets hospitalized by Mr. Bloom. There's this very amazing comic. I remember when it came out. This spectacular comic in here that is a Bruce Wayne Batman comic drawn by Jacques, and it's about this kid who they found shot several times in a field, but he died from a fall, like 1,000 feet up. And it's like, how did that happen? You look at the air traffic, there's nothing there. And it turns out it has stuff to do with Mr. Bloom, but it's actually, a comic about holding police accountable when they do something wrong, and, stuff that's been really relevant for years, dare I say all time, and it's a big issue, but it's a very, very excellent read with magnificent art by Jacques. I just love anything Jacques and Scott Snyder do, and when they get together, they're just masters of horror. Comic book legends. Truly. But yeah, Jim Gordon kind of goes against Powers, and she fires him as Batman at the end of this volume, and he's supposed to come out and kind of resign himself, and he wasn't going to. He was going to ask for one more chance publicly to shareholders and stuff, but then Mr. Bloom shows up and starts killing people, and it kind of ends there. It's a pretty fast-paced read. It feels like not that much happens, and it's almost true. A lot of it is flashbacks, and a lot of it is kind of set up, but it's still a very good read with magnificent art from Capullo, Jacques, and more. I mean, I just love Capullo's style. It's really clean, but also has a grain to it. It's hard to explain, but I just love Capullo's artwork. It's magnificent. And his cover arts are always spectacular. I really like the colors in this book. It does actually seem more colorful than, the rest of the New 52 Batman run, which makes sense because Jim Gordon Batman isn't as grim, and we have a villain that's flower-related and has a lot of colors on his face mask, so yeah, it's really cool. I like Jim Gordon's bat suit. I like the rookie armor. I like how it looks like a police car. It's really cool. And I have read Volume 9 a couple times. I read it back when it was single issues, and I've read my just physical volume a few times since I sold all my single issues. But it's really good too, and I can't wait to read it for you. My only complaint is that Jim Gordon didn't get enough time to shine as Batman, because I read all the stuff where he was Batman in the Batman Superman comics from the New 52, and it wasn't very good. I think he shows up in Batgirl some and stuff. And I do need to read the Detective Comics stuff with him still. But that's it. I mean, it's a really good book. You might not like it as much as some of the other, because I know the books before this were all much darker and much more horrific. The New 52 Batman title was a horror book at its foundation, and I think Batman maybe just should be a horror title. I don't know. It works so well as one. And I feel like my favorite Batman books are mostly horror books, out of the dark Batman books anyways. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Next video will probably be another action figure haul, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. It could be another graphic novel review. Not totally sure, but we'll see. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.